Okay, so here it is, my last Rules of Exponents video, Rules of Exponents 3, and we'll go over the last 3 rules and a few examples. This first rule on today's video is when I'm raising a power to a power. So I have this x to the m raised to the n power. If you see, I have 2 exponents here. The rule is when you have a power to a power, you multiply the exponents. So this equals x to the m times n. The second rule, I have 2 numbers inside of the parentheses being raised to a power. You have to take it, you kind of distribute the power because this is multiplying, okay? So you can raise each term, each number inside of the parentheses, if it's all multiplication, to that power. So x times y to the m equals x to the m times y to the m. And the same rule applies here if I have division, okay, and then I have an exponent and there's parentheses around it. I have parentheses, everything is raised to the m power. So this is going to be x to the m over y to the m. And don't forget all of the other rules that we've already looked at, and they're in my videos, Rules of Exponents and Rules of Exponents 2. Here are a couple of examples. My first example, I have 2x to the 4th raised to the 3rd power. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this exponent outside, which means I'm kind of going to distribute the exponent into here, or raise each of these numbers inside of here to the 3rd power. So this is going to be 2 to the 3rd times x to the 4th to the 3rd. Then I'm going to use my multiplication rule, which is 2 to the 3rd is 8, and x to the 4th to the 3rd is x to the 12th, because we have to multiply these exponents. You have to multiply those exponents, okay? And my second example, I'm going to raise everything in here to the 4th power. So it's going to be 5 to the 4th times x to the 4th over y squared to the 4th. 5 to the 4th is a regular number. It means 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, which is 625, I believe. X to the 4th just becomes x to the 4th. And then my y squared to the 4th power. I'm raising a power to a power, so I multiply those exponents. It's going to be y to the 8th. A couple more examples. Everything in here is going to be raised to the 4th power. So it's going to be 3 to the 4th times x squared to the 4th times y cubed to the 4th. And 3 to the 4th is 81. X squared to the 4th, I multiply those exponents, so it's going to be x to the 8th. And then I multiply my last 2 exponents, the 3 to the 4th, y to the 3rd to the 4th, and I get a y to the 12th. So it's 81 x to the 8th, y to the 12th. Now the last one, I threw a negative exponent in here. But you do the same thing. Raise each of these to the negative 3rd power first. That's where I would start. Get rid of this outside exponent. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have x to the negative 3 times y squared to the negative 3. Okay? And then I'm just going to leave that x to the negative 3 for a minute. And then I have to multiply these 2 exponents. So I'm going to get a y to the negative 6th. And then remember from, I think, the very first video of exponents, we have to get rid of our negative exponents, which means we have to move it. And x to the negative 3 is going to go to the bottom and become x to the 3rd. Y to the negative 6th has to go to the bottom and become y to the 6th. And then I have a 1 on top. Okay, so I hope you found this helpful. I don't have time for a joke today. I'll get you next time.